Welcome to Fun is Fundamental. Fun is Fundamental is a podcast for those who realize that the enjoyment of life is about having something deep in our souls which lights our fire. It's for those who maybe have lost that fire and feel like they are missing out on the pleasures of life. In each episode, I will share recent fun activities and focus on why having fun is essential for good health. I'm your host, Alenia, and I invite you to take this journey with me and join the pleasure-seeking movement. Hi, welcome to Fun is Fundamental, and today I just wanted to talk a little bit about my love-hate relationship with true crime. Recently, I have been kind of starting to watch true crime videos on YouTube again, and I really am like, oh, stop doing this because it just makes me feel so icky, but at the same time, it's this it's picking at a scab or something. So I have quite a history with true crime. I was really, really, really into it for years, and I liked My Favorite Murders so much that when they were in Seattle, I went and saw them. And I made friends through meeting people that were also into My Favorite Murder, in we would have meetups and stuff like that. So yeah, I have a few friends that I met that way. And it's mostly women. I understand the appeal somewhat of, I understand why true crime is popular. I understand, it's 75% women basically that are into true crime. And, there's something about it where it's if you know what the possibilities are, then you can protect yourself, that kind of thing. And there's also just a sick curiosity. I definitely have a curiosity, and I want to know what to look out for to protect the people I love, things like that. It's what are the warning signs that someone's being abused and that something could happen, things like that. But I feel it actually, for some people, they're oh, I have less anxiety, because I dive into the darkness in a way. I mean, quite frankly, being prepared and knowing helped with their anxiety. But for me, I really don't think it did. And it really, when I started just recently, went through hours of watching true crime videos on YouTube, I felt really dark and depressed. It was noticeably this is bad for my mental health. And I remember a year or two ago, probably about 2 years ago, I had set up another profile on YouTube and just was no true crime on this. It's supposed to be the lighter side of everything. Slowly it crept a little bit into it, but I was okay, rein it in. No more watching true crime on this profile kind of thing. And mostly it's pretty light, but yeah, it's hard because I have this tendency to just kind of be oh, what's this about? What happened here? Or tell me about the, newest developments, and, oh, what was Lori Vallow, when the trial, things would come out from the trial, and the verdict and things like that. Just like, tell me more, I want to know more, kind of thing. Like it's like so fascinating. Like, some of these cases are just so fascinating, but it's also just like, I feel like a terrible person getting entertainment from someone's darkest moment. Like years ago, we had gone to the Museum of Death in Las Vegas, not Las Vegas, in Los Angeles. And it was like, I had like, been like, oh yeah, that'll be like really cool kind of thing. And it was not cool. I felt so uncomfortable. I felt so gross, like morally disgusting being there. And like you're like, it's fun to like witness the worst of humanity and the worst like day of someone's life. The pain. Like I want to like experience, like understand someone's pain, kind of thing. And I'm just like, I don't want to be that kind of person that gets entertainment from someone else's pain, And so it's like both it doesn't actually feel good in my head, but also morally. Like I don't want to be that kind of person, So as much as like, I'm glad that there are like people that can handle it, like 'cause like, there are cold cases that get solved by, people on the internet, I'm glad that someone is there and wants to do that. And I'm not shaming anyone who does get something from knowing like the worst case kind of thing, because I know that's something that does get brought up of like why could it be potentially good for a person, people need to do what they need to do for themselves. But, for myself, I'm like, it's taken me a while, but I have definitely come to that realization that I don't want to be the kind of person that gets entertainment from someone else's pain. And, and some of these like videos go into such detail of like the horrificness of a crime. And, it's just like, I don't want that kind of thing taking up space in my brain, So as fascinating as like some of these things are, like I mentioned Lori Vallow, like that's a fascinating case, and the twists and turns and like, zombies, what? I definitely don't think I can like keep myself from wanting to know about a case like that. If like cases like that happen, like it's like, I want to know what the hell happened here. This is insanity. Tell me more. I know I probably won't. My curiosity will get the better of me at times. But just as a general thing in my life, I just can't keep consuming it. And, even things that are like more ethical, like obviously there is a gamut. I don't know if that's the right word. Like you have, mukbangs and murder and makeup and murder and things like that, which are not that sensitive, But even things that are more sensitive, it doesn't like it doesn't mean that's really like necessarily okay. And and when you hear about like how this kind of media re-traumatizes families, I don't want to be a part of that. And so that's the thing. I guess I don't want to be voting with my dollar, even though like my views are a dollar, to make people want to keep on making this kind of content, like people profiting from tragedy. Anyway, I know this doesn't have anything to do with fun. I mean, I legitimately used to find true crime fun. And so, you know, it's not that it's not fun. And it's, some people still do consume it and do find it fun and find it comforting in some ways. And like I said, I'm not shaming anyone for that. But yeah, I guess this episode was kind of anti-fun for me for the most part, except for zombies, because it's like it's the thing that I don't want to be a part of anymore. So, yeah. That's some of my feelings about true crime. Anyway, this is just a short episode. I just kind of had to I just wanted to kind of rant and talk about my feelings about it and how my feelings have changed about it after years of like on and off consuming it. But, I don't want to consume it. But, it might be like a junk food for the brain thing, or occasionally I just slip into it again, and then I'm like, but it's like the faster I can pull myself back out, the better, Like I don't want to live there. I don't want my brain to live there. I think it's really unhealthy for my own personal brain. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess, to something fun though. Tonight we're gonna do some karaoke. You know how I feel about karaoke. I'm very excited. Yeah, and then my next solo episode is gonna be about goat yoga. I'm so excited about that one. Oh my God, I love goats. They're so cute. And I'm gonna make sure to get some recordings of little goat sounds so that you can feel like you're there. Because they're so stinking cute. All right, anyway, that's it for today, and I love you. Have some fun, and I'll talk to you next week. All right, bye.